Hello everyone, I am Lydia, that is Sophie, and it's raining out, so that's why it's a little gloomy, and that's also why my dog is licking her paws, because I didn't dry her as good as she would like. I dried her good enough, but I guess it's her toes that she's not loving. Anywho, I'm Lydia, and I want to talk about Animal Crossing today. 4 years after its release, 4 years and 2 months or something, I still play Animal Crossing. And I love Animal Crossing still. But I also played, I got Animal Crossing 2 years after its release, so 2022. And I've been playing it ever since. I love it. It's one of my favorite pastimes. It's, to me, at this point, quite calming. Although when you start the game, it's like, I don't know, for me it wasn't super calming starting the game, because I was like, I gotta get this town together, you know? But I love it. I really love Animal Crossing, and I wanted to talk about some of my favorite villagers, just some of my favorite aspects of the game, and really just my thoughts, because no one's ever talking about Animal Crossing, and whenever I'm trying to find videos of people just talking about Animal Crossing, I don't find it. I find a lot of Let's Plays, and I would love to do a Let's Play, but it sounds complicated to do all of that. It does. I don't even remember the stuff that you gotta have to, but so I won't be doing that. Not today. And okay, what is my favorite villager? I wanna just to talk about our favorite villagers for a second, right? Let me know what your favorite villager is below, because I feel like that says so much about a person, right? For me, this is not a joke, but my favorite villager is Hazel. I don't know what it is about Hazel, but I really love her. And the thing is I only got her recently. She was my dreamie, so that's I don't know what that says about me, actually. I don't know what that says about me. But yeah, I was actively hunting for her for 2 years. And I got her New Year's Day. So that was Happy New Year's to me. I loved it. I loved that I found her. And she is still my favorite villager. You know, it's kind of funny, because when you villager hunt for somebody and then you find them, sometimes it's sort of I hope I really do like them, because what if they're on my island and I'm like, wow, you're actually kind of annoying, or they have funny incidences with you that's makes them just kind of unlikable. But that has not happened with Hazel. I love Hazel. I do kind of wish that the game would have presented me with Hazel as a starter villager, because she's a sisterly. I could have gotten her as a starter villager. And they did really good with Bam. I got Bam as a starter villager, and he's been on my island ever since. He's just so cute. And I like his little freckles. You know, I'm not super into the jock villagers. They're okay. They're fine. I think they can be kind of humorous, especially if they're super scrawny or something, because there's just so much about exercising and doing laps and being buff, and okay, I think it'd be kind of funny if a little scrawny little bird was, or something, was I'm buff, I'm the buffest guy on the island, or something, or a little mouse. Be pretty great. So I think my sort of theme for my island, I don't know if you guys have themes. Sometimes some people just like to just pick up the items that they like, and that's just what their island is, just pretty much whatever they like. But I'm a theme kind of a girl. I'm a person who likes to make everything look kind of Well, you wouldn't guess my behind me, okay? But I like to make things look aesthetic and like a certain vibe, right? And I really wanted my whole island to be like nature, woods type of vibe, because that's already what I love in real life. Like, that's the place where I'm happiest, is like in the nature, in the woods, by the river. So I put a lot of rivers and a lot of like woods with the pine trees on my island. But then it kind of evolved and grew from that. And I kind of added some like fairy tale elements or some whimsical elements to my island. And I have like a little camping area. It's interesting, like, I don't know if other people do this. Maybe it's not good to do this, I don't know. But I added another person to my account just so they could live in a tent in my campground. And then when I have a camper staying at the campsite, I have them, like a tent there, and I have another tent. So it's sort of, it makes it feel more like a campground. It makes it feel more like people are camping, and I put like little sleeping bags and stuff. It's pretty cute. Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun for me, and I've gone through a lot of villagers over time. My first villagers, like I said, I had Bam, which I love him. He is a forever villager for me. Some people don't like to swap out the like cute villagers and the sweet villagers for somebody that they don't like. Some people, I don't know, some people just don't feel that way about the villagers. I do. I feel like I have my favorites, and I have ones that I don't really care about. Ones that give me just a creepy vibe. For example, I don't really like Berold, okay? And I know he's a common one that people don't like. To me, he's a little creepy, okay? A little creepy. Just his general appearance, okay? And maybe I shouldn't judge. And I wasn't going to judge until I saw his house. Now, I know you can change his house, but I'm sorry, but the way he has his house definitely says a lot about him. That's all I'm gonna say. People say, oh, he's surveillance. I don't need surveillance on my island, okay? I don't need surveillance. So why does he have all those cameras? It's just, with his general look, it's creepy. I don't like it. I think the beard needs to go. Maybe the glasses need to go. But maybe he needs the glasses to see, so maybe just get a different pair. Truly, Berold, and maybe the tiger print shirt isn't for you. Isn't that what he wears? Maybe it's not for you, hun. I also think maybe you're overlining your lips a little too much. Hey, I'm backing off. I'm backing off of Berold, okay? I've never had him on my island, thank God, but I'm just saying he's a villager that if I got him on my island, I would be ashamed that he had ever been on my island, and I'd boot him off real quick. Like, how do I get this guy off? Thankfully, I've never seen him in the campsite, or I would probably report to Isabel and say, like, look, girl, there's a creepy guy in the campsite. He needs to be evacuated. Like, tell Wilbur that he needs to pick him up. I don't know. Anyway. But my other starter villager was Flo. Now, when I first saw that I had Bam and Flo, I was excited because it's like total nature vibes. Like, right? She is a penguin, which to me is like, okay, so we're getting further away from like the Midwest or the, you know, the woods that I know. oh, okay, maybe we're getting into like Antarctic, and I love winter stuff. So I was excited. And of course, Bam is like a cute blue deer. I was like, all right, this is great. Great starter. I still don't feel like it was a terrible starter, but for me, Flo and I have a bad relationship. Does anyone else do this with their island? Like, some people, I'm in a Animal Crossing group on Facebook, and some people were like, I don't get it. Like, how can you say you have a least favorite villager? How can you say that we have beef? And I'm like, does nobody else experience this? Where like sometimes with the random nature of Animal Crossing, crazy stuff just happens. Like, or maybe it's just my eyes are choosing to see it in a crazy way, but like I love really getting into my game and making it like it's real, like it's canon, and creating these like canon events in my head and creating up storylines when things happen, you know? And with Flo, there was just too many random things that were just distasteful that happened. Like, for example, and I have screenshots of all of this. One day I would love to compile them all on my TikTok and make like a full like why I have beef with Flo video. I would love that. We'll see. I think that requires me having internet because a lot of them are still on my Nintendo Switch. But anyway, some of the events that caused me and Flo to have some beef, if you will, was, well, one time Flo just came over to my house uninvited, as some of them do, okay? And, you know, I was kind of starting out, so I kind of just collected whatever, and I had a whole bunch of different stuff in my house that maybe I wouldn't love for my house. But I just kind of kept it, because it's like, why not? Like, why not have furniture in my house? And so, I had a whoopee cushion sitting on the ground. Now, Flo, for some reason, out of all the chairs in the house, she was tricked by the whoopee cushion. She sat on it. It made a fart sound, as a whoopee cushion does. And I think that embarrassed her just a little bit, because she said, wow, a whoopee cushion is so you. What does that mean, Flo? Just start making the video addressed to Flo. I think that'd be kind of funny. But what is, you know, it's like it's so me. What does that mean that a whoopee cushion is so me? Yeah, like it's like a little insulting. Like, does that mean I'm immature? Does that mean that my style is like a fart to her? I'm sorry, but like, what does that mean, Flo? What does that mean? I was insulted. I told her to leave. Now that really did happen, like for real. And it's like, I know that sisterly villagers say like they'll point out an object in your house and they'll go, wow, a whoop, like, or wow, blank, that's so you. And it's supposed to feel like relatable, or like, wow, she gets me, right? But it just happened to be about the whoopee cushion that she sat on and got embarrassed by. And I'm like, it just felt a little insulting. Now, many other incidences happened. Okay, I would say that Flo is a little bit of a narcissist, maybe. Not a diagnosed. She's a little narcissistic. That's maybe what I should say. Okay, Bam would be fishing. This happened on an incident. Bam was fishing, and she comes like, we have the whole island. At this point, it was just me, Bam, and her. Bam's sitting there fishing by a stream by himself. It's late at night. She has the whole island to do this, and what does she do? She comes up right next to him and starts singing as loud as she can. And at first I'm like, man, hey, maybe Bam likes it, even. I don't know. I think it's kind of charming when my villagers sing, and maybe she was kind of singing to him. He stops fishing, moves over, starts fishing again, moves away from her. What does she do? Stops singing and moves next to him and starts singing again. Now that really happened. I could not believe my eyes when that happened. I was laughing a little too hard because in my head it's like she just is kind of an attention hog. She's like, I think Bam really wants to listen to me sing. I really think he does. And the thing is Bam is really sweet. Okay, he's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna casually move away. And I think at that point he was a little annoyed. You know, it's a little hard to tell because he does have eyebrows that kind of slant down a little bit. But, you know, I think she needed to take the hint. I do. I think she needed to, but she didn't. She chose not to. And the thing is she had a habit of singing directly next to other people. You know, if it happens once, twice, 3 times, it's like, you know, girl, maybe go behind resident services next time. I'm just kidding. Sometimes my villagers do that. I feel so bad. I'm like, are you shy? Why are you singing behind resident services? It's so sad. Can you tell I take this game a little too seriously? On a separate incident, she said, Bam and I got into a fight. I got him an apology gift. I go, this is so sweet of her. Good for her. She's taking the high road. I go up to Bam. I give him the gift. He unwraps the gift. What is the gift? It is a peasant's costume. Talk about petty. Talk about petty. And of course he tries it on. And Bam, see, this is the thing with Bam. Is, in my headcanon, Bam is sweet, but he doesn't always get it. You know what I mean? He's got the endorphins going. You know, he's a jock, but he's very positive, tries to see the best in everybody. You know, and I think he just chooses not to see that as an insult because he put it on and he still has it in his closet to this day. And that's 2 years later. And I think maybe there's some sentimental value there, or maybe he just doesn't want to throw it out because he feels like it's a little rude, especially since Flo has been long gone. I don't know what the case is. I haven't seen him wear it though. You know, so I don't think it's one of his favorite items of clothing. But you know the peasant, like the peasant outfit with like the holes in it and like I kind of think it's cute. But that's just me because it's like kind of scarecrow vibes. But I did just think that was a little petty on her part. Like I wear the I think maybe it's peasant, but maybe it's frugal. The frugal top, I think, or something like that. I wear the frugal dress all the time. I think it's so cute. It's kind of giving Cinderella before the glam, before the glow up. And it's also kind of giving Scarecrow, which I love. But yeah, that was a little petty. I don't know, she's just Flo. She's just something else. I feel like there was a lot of other incidences that happened too, but they're all saved. They're all saved and, you know, saved, and I try to forget them, you know. I try to move on past the bad memories of the island. You know, I try to move on past that. It's funny because I've also seen her since then. I've seen her while villager hunting before, and she acts like she doesn't even. She's like, "Who are you? Wait, have we met before? Have we met before?" I don't play those games, honey. I don't play those games. It's just kind of funny. But, and now whenever I see something related to Flo online, I'm just like, dang it, Flo. Like, you know, it's just a kind of rival. I love the rival. I love the the little lores that I create in my head for the game. And maybe some of you guys out there do it too. I think it's kind of fun to get super into it and like create little I don't know, little lores and little stories for each of the people, even each of the villagers. It helps me get more into it, right? And like, I always thought it was so cute when like other people would create little shops and stuff for their villagers, and so I've kind of begun doing that. Like, I've seen people create like a little bakery for their villager, and it's like, oh, she's the one who has a bakery, and I like that a lot. So I kind of have that going. My newest villager that I got is Eunice, which my island is called Leaf Sheep. When, I don't know, sometimes I wish that I could go back and change the name of my island, because when I got it, I was like, I really was so stumped on a name. And a lot of the names that I was trying to come up with, I don't think they could fit on the thing. Like, I think I wanted to name it like Moss Meadow or something, because I love moss. That I don't think fit. I think that was too many characters or something. And one of my favorite animals is a leaf sheep, which are those, like, I guess it's technically a sea slug, but they look like little sheeps or little cows, and they've got the green like leaves on them, and they absorb chlorophyll like plants do, but they live underwater. They're just these incredible little creatures. And so my island flag is of a leaf sheep and an axolotl, which are both my favorite animals. And they're chilling by a stream, even though that doesn't make sense because they both live underwater. But, you know, so my island is called Leaf Sheep, which is kind of cute because I like sheep a lot in real life. So, like, I like the animal of the leaf sheep, which I just mentioned, but I also love sheep in real life. I, one day, cannot wait to own a couple sheep. I just love them. And the whole process of wool to sweater, or like fiber from sheep to what you're wearing. I think that's so cool. But that's my island name, and so I definitely felt like I should have a sheep on my island. Even though the sheep, I don't know, they're kind of cute to me. And there are 3 sheep that I actually think are pretty cute. Well, 4 if you include Dom. Dom to me is maybe the cutest sheep. But the thing is he's like is he a lazy, or no, maybe he's a smug. If he's a smug, maybe I do like him a little bit better. But he's a little too cutesy, and everybody loves Dom. Everybody loves Dom, you know what I mean? I have a TikTok about Dom on my TikTok. Where the soundbite is an old Drew Monson clip where he's going like, Kanye West, yes, absolutely yes, but at the same time, no, you know? And I'm like, yeah, that's my feelings about Dom. Like, yes, absolutely, but also like, no. Yeah, so anyway, that kind of sums up my feelings about Dom. I also love Pietro. I do have a lot of circus elements on my island, even though that doesn't super fit in with the vibe of forest, but I love circus stuff. I love Clowncore, truly. Clowncore is so cute to me. But, you know, I could get Pietro. I could. My favorite villager that does not exist in Animal Crossing New Horizons is Pierre. He's a cat that has clown makeup. He's so cute. He's so cute, but he doesn't exist in this game. So, you know, I could get Pierre. I think he's pretty cute. He doesn't give sheep, though. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of funny to, like, have an island called Leaf Sheep, and then the only sheep that you have is a clown. It's like, okay, like, do you actually like sheep, or just clowns? Cool. Let's see here. Oh, the only 3 sheep that I really like, that are sheep, that I actually really like. I think Dom is a jock. Yeah, I couldn't have another jock. I couldn't. I've had other jocks, and I'm like, no, I can't. Bam is the only jock on my island. Although I love Frobert, and he's a jock. Anyway, I like Vesta, the sheep. She's kind of cute. I like that she's got that white kind of fur. Just like Dom, you know, kind of. Like, I don't know. I kind of like the classic sheep look. And she's got like a black face, which if you see a sheep with white and a black face, they just remind me of Valet Black-Nosed Sheep, which are my favorite sheep. It's the only Webkinz from my childhood that I own is a white sheep with a black face, because I just love them. So they're good. They're good. She's good. But she does have like kind of a creepy vibe, which I like. But I'm like, I don't know if I love her creepy vibe, you know? Because her eyes are kind of like, I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I mean, she could be very cute. I had Stella on my island. She's the pink sheep. She's very cute. Normal. I think all 3 of these are normal. Very cute. I think she's a very sweet sheep. I liked how she interacted with the other normal on my island. Because I have Tia, the elephant teapot. And I loved their interaction. I thought it was so cute. And before Tia, I had Ione. I think that's how you're supposed to say it. I don't like Ione. I like Ione. I think that's pretty. I don't know. Sorry if your name's Ione. It's kind of cool. I don't know. It feels like her name should be Ione. Which I can talk about Ione in a minute, but I just loved how Stella interacted with the other normals. It was so cute. They would like actively hang out together, and like they both would be studying bugs at the same time together, and then stop and chit chat, and then like study. They were just adorable. And so there was something about that I liked, but at the end of the day, she just became kind of boring to me. Like, I was like, I don't know if I'm like in love with this sheep. I do have her on Happy Home Paradise. I try to do that anytime I let a villager go on my island, is I try to have them on Happy Home Paradise too, because then I get to kind of visit them, and you know, I get to also create for them a space on there that is so much better than the home that I created for them on my island most of the time. And so, I don't know, it's pretty cool to just have them in a better space, I guess, than what you even gave them. Let's see, what else? Oh, the other one is Eunice. And I have her on my island now, and I actually like her a lot better than I thought I would. I like her even better than Stella. I'm sorry. It's hard to say that because I had Stella on my island for so long. And I really did like Stella. I think she's cute. She is the owner of the clothing store, or the manager of the clothing store that I have on Happy Home Paradise. It's so cute. But I just really liked having a sheep, and the sheep that I like, I guess, are mostly normal, so. And I don't mind having multiple normals on my island, but I think if you have 2 of the same villager type, it's fun. Once you get to 3, it gets repetitive. It's like, okay. Like I've had 3 lazies on my island before, and as much as I love a good lazy, it did become like a little repetitive. Anyway, but Eunice has been so fun, and I always got a kick out of how Eunice's like starter home is a laundromat. And as much as I dislike laundromats in real life, I really do. I mean, there's something interesting about a laundromat that like feels strangely liminal, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's a person with OCD tendencies nightmare. It's just a clean freak's nightmare, if you will. I shouldn't call myself a freak, but you know, you get it. Anyway, let's see. What else was I saying? I love Eunice. And so what I did with her is I just gave her a laundromat and I just revamped it. And I will say that some of the charm that I've felt living in a very rural, heavily wooded area with lush wilderness is actually, I do kind of like the hometown feel, and I actually began to like admire a lot of the littler shops and even the little laundromats that we have here. They feel very homey. There's something about them. And so when I gave her the laundromat, even though I made it all cutesy, it did kind of bring back this like almost nostalgia about a place that I live currently. And I kind of liked that, like this, like, I don't want to say, I guess nostalgia is maybe the wrong word, but sort of this like appreciation and like, oh, it kind of reminds me of my hometown, and I love that, or my, I don't know, I want to say hometown, but my town that I live in. And it's, I don't know, I kind of liked that. I kind of loved that. Let's see. What else? Should I just list off at the half-hour mark? Should I just list off all the villagers that I currently have? So, I have Bam, Eunice, Tia, the teacup, or not teacup, teapot elephant. Who else do I have? Hans, the Yeti. I love him. I have Avery, who is a hawk. And I have Dobie, the cranky wolf. I probably should have said all of their personality types. No, sorry. Who else do I have? I have Stitches. Lazy, we know. Eric, the lazy. Reindeer. He's so cute. And there's no way that's it. Is that it? Oh, and Hazel. Hazel, the sisterly. Yeah, and it's been great. It's been great having all of them. Oh, and currently I have Fuchsia, the other sisterly deer. She's like, fuchsia. She's a bright pink with yellow hair. I will say, okay, my thoughts about some of my villagers is that Fuchsia, she's so cute. She's very, I have a weird taste in villagers, as you can tell by me just saying that my favorite villager is Hazel. It's a little strange, I think, to most people. But there's something quirky about Hazel. I love her unibrow. She's spunky. My favorite villager animal is a squirrel. I just love them. Their bobby tails are so cute. But I have different types of style of villager that I like. Typically, I like the very, very natural looking ones, like Eric. I would love to find Molly. I haven't even seen her on a villager hunt ever. If I would have kept her, because I love ducks. Ducks and sheep are like my two like animals that I would love to own one day. So, you know, she's very cute, very natural. I also love Poppy. I've been searching for her for literally 2 years, have not found her, not even once. I have her on Happy Home Paradise, but I want to actually have her on my island. She's a normal, both of those are normals, Poppy and Molly. And I love them both. I don't know if I would keep Molly forever, which is kind of crazy, but maybe if I loved her. And so those are two that I really would love to look for. But then I also, on the flip side of things, I like villagers with like kind of a pop of color, like whoa, you know. For example, I love Static. Static is the other villager that I'm looking for and hunting for, and I've hunted for him for 2 years, and I cannot find him. I cannot find him. I do have him in Happy Home Paradise as well, and I love him there. He's so cool. He's a purple cranky squirrel with like an electric green like lightning bolt on his head. He's just so cool. He's got that deep voice, but he's like little and it's so cute. And there's just something about the like pops of color that kind of draw to me. And so when I saw Fuchsia, I was like, dang, she's actually pretty cool. She's got like an interesting color palette going on, and I love her like blue eyes. I don't know, they kind of are like pretty, and she's kind of like a punk rock chick, you know? I mean, she's a sisterly. So I do really like her. I did kind of figure that ultimately I wouldn't keep her forever, just because there's other villagers that I want. I think it's been fun having her on my island, and I also think she's a little bit more rock and roll, kind of a pop punk, kind of a girly even, than my island. My island is for the people who love to hike. My island is for the people who, if they like to shop, they like to shop local. You know what I mean? We have like little local stands where people sell their goods, where people sell their handmade items. I don't remember what that's called, like a bazaar, a market, a little market, a trade and sell, a trade market. I don't know. I have that on my island, and I really love that. And I think that's the vibe, and she doesn't really match that vibe. Not really. But so I'm okay letting her go. She hasn't asked to leave yet, but when she does, you know, I think I'll just say yes and just say good luck, even though I really like her and I've been having a good time having her on my island. I also don't know how I feel about having 2 sisterlies. Like, I have Hazel. I don't really need 2 sisterlies. You know, I think there are some villagers on my island that are forever villagers. Like, you guys are not leaving. If you guys ask to leave, I say no. I say you're staying. But then there are some villagers that I'm kind of like, yeah, when it's your time to leave, like, let your heart just guide you, you know, like that type of thing. Mostly so I can find other forever villagers, or at least villagers that I would like to have as an experience. Let's see, villagers that I was pleasantly surprised by. Let's say that. One time I got Ione. It's probably Ione. I call her Ione. She is a normal squirrel villager who is like blue, but like she has green glowing feet and a starry tail and like this like interesting like swooshy hair that almost looks like whipped cream. It's interesting. When I first got her on my island, I think it was like she was my last ticket or something like that. It was really either that or she was an autofill that accidentally happened when I was still kind of confused on how that worked. I don't know. I forget how that happened, but either way, she was on my island kind of against my own will. I think it was a last ticket situation because the thing is when I'm on my last ticket and there's somebody in front of me who I just don't really care for, I'm like, okay, if it was like barreled, I would risk it and I would just have an autofill. I really would. Because that's how much I dislike barreled. If it was flow, I think for the funny aspect, I might keep her. I think I might, just because it'd be so funny. And like every time I'd see her, I would just kind of chuckle, like, dang, here she is again, back at it again. Maybe. But I think it'd be even funnier if it was an autofill that she was on my island. But you know, it's sort of like, will I risk getting somebody that I really dislike by letting them autofill? So anyway, but I took Ione and I was like, well, she's a squirrel. Squirrel villagers are my favorite. Maybe she'll kind of grow on me, maybe. I really wasn't having high hopes for it though, because one, I typically do not like when villagers have like fake hair. I think it's like, like, what are you doing? Cut to me being like, wow, Fuchsia is, yes, like, go girl, she's gorgeous, like, we love her, we stand Fuchsia in this house, like, even though she's got like literally just bangs, yellow bangs, and you're like, wow, okay. She's kind of, I mean, she's a lot of fun though, but Ione is also a part of the 2.0 update. I think that's the last update that we've had on Animal Crossing, but it was a big update where we had like all of these new villagers that had never been in any Animal Crossing game before released to us. And everybody was obsessed with Ione. I mean, there was a lot of them that they were obsessed with. Shino, for example. Shino's awesome too. But there were a lot of them, but Ione was one of the big ones that people were just absolutely obsessed with. And it's like, okay, I guess so. Like, I didn't really understand it. I guess because she is like kind of the ultimate cute type of a villager. She's got the cute eyes that are kind of like not too baby, you know. And she has like the hair. A lot of people like the hair on villagers, like the fake hair, and I just didn't really care for that. She's sparkly. I was like, okay. And then when I saw her house, I was even more like, oh, okay, we got it. Because it's like, okay, she's this cute, kind of cutish, starry villager. Okay, sure. You walk into her room, and her room is like, almost like if a game developer who is like in his 60s was like, what do kids like today? That's at least how I viewed it. I know a lot of people genuinely do like her starter house. Like, they think it's kind of a cute starter house. But to me, it looked very much like, let's just throw everything that we think is popular into a room. because they're like, let's have a gaming setup. She's kind of sloppy and messy because she's kind of in college, or I don't know. It was kind of like this, like, I don't know if she is in college, but just sort of like this, like, a sloppy sink, a gaming setup. She's too busy gaming to clean up her kitchen. We're gonna have a celestial rug. Like, I don't even remember what else she has in there, but something else that I was like, okay, like, is it just supposed to be like, I don't know, I think she had like those cute little plushy toys in her room, like the shelf with the plushies on it, and I'm like, is this really just supposed to be like every gamer girl with a Squishmallows collection? Come on. Like, that's how I viewed it, which maybe is a little insulting, because some people really do like her room, and that's rightfully so. But for me, that's how I saw it, and I was like, wow, they really just saw her and tried to make her like very likable. But then she really did grow on me. And when I let her go because I was like, maybe I'll find Poppy. Never happened. But I do kind of miss her. Like, I'm like, if I ever came across her again, would I take her? Yeah, I think I kind of would. Because she was super fun to dress. Like, I loved, like, pretty much everything that I liked looked good on her. You could put her in anything kind of celestial, kind of flowy, kind of airy, looked great in it. But she also looked good in like cute little sweaters and t-shirts, and she was just really versatile, I felt like, which is weird because you would think like, oh, she's starry. You kind of have like, what would even go on a starry squirrel? I don't know. And then I was also obsessed with the fact that at night her hands and feet and tail glow in the dark. I was like, okay, way to really just make her OP Animal Crossing. Like, the rest of my villagers are walking around with their glowless feet, and there she is just shining. And I was like, okay, maybe she is kind of iconic. Maybe she's kind of perfect. Maybe I'm kind of obsessed with her. And if you ever catch one of your villagers in the museum, it's like, I don't know if anybody else is like this, but for me, when I catch a villager in my museum, I'm like, I have to follow them around now and see what they're up to and take pictures of them. And so that's what I did. I saw her in my museum once, and I was like, she looks incredible and stunning, looking at all of these museum attractions, and she's just being so cute and like walking around and like investigating the bugs, like, interesting. And so I was like, I think I'm just obsessed with Ione. I should probably keep her on my island. But then when she asked to leave, I was like, I guess she'll leave. And I've regretted it ever since, because I've never found Poppy. I've never found a normal villager that like I've really been like, you're staying on my island. I haven't found one since. So if I ever found Ione again, I would probably keep her. Even though I really want Molly and also Poppy, and I don't want 3 villagers. So I guess it's sort of just a race, a race for whoever shows up first. You know, I take Animal Crossing a little bit too seriously, but I think it's kind of fun. It's like, I take it seriously for funsies. And I like to have a lot of fun with the game by bringing it back to life and just, I don't know, it helps me not get bored while playing as well, creating these different lores and making up stories for them, and even on my island, just like creating little lores about my island. Like, I had this little bamboo forest in the back of my house, and the way it's shaped is kind of like a maze, and I always like create different like lores about the bamboo forest, and Dobby lives right next to it. Like, it's behind me, and then he lives on the side, and it's always like, I always like make it like, oh, it's like our little like, nobody really knows about it except for me and Dobby. Like, we kind of are the only ones who really know about the bamboo forest. But it's kind of fun. And I just love the make-believe aspect of games like this, because you really can just like sort of create different lores in your head and kind of make it a time to get inspired, I guess, and use your imagination. That's what I like doing. And yeah, it's such a creative little game. I have a lot of fun with it. Anyway, just my little conversation about Animal Crossing. Have a good day, you guys.